This is Jordan Tower with Jayton News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe. And well, a few days ago, Jayton went on this big rant online trying to set the record straight. This is Trae the True's brother, of why they washed ZRO out. You know, they really sneak punched him, you know, and they ganged up with like 10 people on him. It really cowardly stuff, you know. Now, ZRO went on the Ghetto Boys podcast and kind of like set the record straight away. I don't know if this happened prior to 2010 or after, but he said, I had been home from jail. When did ZRO come home from jail? ZRO comes home from jail. Okay, so this had to be when he came home. This had to be right around 2010-11 then, right? Because he said, I had been home from jail for like 9 months or something. And so this happened after they got cool again. Jayton is Trae's younger brother, right? And I guess there was this show they were going to. It was a ZRO show. Trae was rolling. They'd gotten pulled over by the cops. And, you know, ZRO says that the cops came up to him and asked. They found something under a seat. And the honorable thing to do when you get pulled over by the cops and you're in somebody else's car and it's your stuff, you own it and you go to jail, right? You don't send everybody to jail in the car, right? So ZRO was kind of like foggy about this, but he said, I looked at the cops and I told them what I had on me. I had an ounce of loud on me and that was it. And they told me to get back in the car. I said, I'm not claiming that, but I'm not going to say who. There's the cops were trying to get him to say whose it was, and he said, I'm not going to do that, though. That was honorable, right? He got back in the car, right? Now, apparently, Jayton got pressed, and they arrested him that night because he said, I'm just, the way ZRO says it is Jayton said, we some young guys, we ain't scared to go to jail, and he got locked up for 2 years, right? Whatever the substance was, I can't remember. ZRO had just gotten out of a jail, and the honorable thing for Jayton to do would be to claim it was his. But for some reason, he held a grudge, and then Trae probably held a grudge because he lost his brother for 2 years, right? And but I held a grudge against what? Somebody else is supposed to take somebody else's charge? You know, that is crazy thinking. And if Trae wants to be out here being an activist and stopping violence and this and that, you got to kind of leave certain street stuff alone. Still be in touch with the streets so you can help people, but don't, you know, like certain stuff is just doesn't make sense, you know. And for ZRO to take a charge for his brother where he just got out of jail and would get even worse time because he just got home from doing time for something else. Come on, man. That's what this is over. And I'm going to be honest, man, to have a fight 10 years later, right, is crazy. Even the Ghetto Boys, legendary people in Texas, said, I'm not taking a charge for somebody else. You know, if you're not man enough to own it, that's on you, you know, and that's some, you have to be like the honorable thing in that situation is to own your own stuff. You know, it's yours. So Trae and his camp have not anything to stand on here. This isn't a young 20-year-olds. This isn't 30s. These guys are in their mid-40s, right? I think ZRO's taking the grown man approach on this, and Trae and his crew were taking a 20-year-old approach, you know? Let me just be honest, man. It's really sad. They keep just dragging this out instead of just apologizing for the thing that happened. They keep doubling down on this. And honestly, sometimes your own family can be a drag on your career. And Trae right now has family around him that's dragging him down. And sometimes you got to look that, you know, like sometimes it's the company you keep, you know, and but he's the one who threw the first punch in that video. The TMZ released it. So that's even more disheartening. It's like, wow. What a disappointment, you know. Made me. I had questions about Trae as well as a person after my dealings with him, but I let it go. I was like, whatever. This confirms a lot. Anyways, it's Jordan Tower with JT News. Peace.